What's the one thing hiring managers wish you would do as an interview candidate, but rarely tell you? This is a small step that can separate you from all of the other interview candidates, and it might just land you the job. Curious? Let's dive into it. Hey, I'm Abby, and welcome back to the Life Work Balance YouTube channel. I'm a career and interview coach, and I am here to help you feel more confident and strategically prepare for your upcoming job search and interviews. Today, we are uncovering a secret about hiring managers, something they wish more candidates would do. If you want to leave a lasting impression during your next interview, this video is for you. I'm not only going to reveal this one thing that hiring managers wish more interviewees would do, but I'm going to give you some tips on how you can implement it for yourself. Here's the secret. Hiring managers wish candidates would come prepared with specific, well thought out questions to ask during the interview. Now, these just aren't any questions. These are questions that show that you have done your research ahead of time and you truly care about this opportunity. Coming prepared with well-researched, thoughtful questions for you to ask during the interview demonstrates at least three things to the hiring managers. It shows that you are genuinely interested and enthusiastic about the position or the role. It indicates you've done your homework before this interview, and it helps the hiring managers gauge your fit for this role. Why does this matter to interviewers? Well, put yourself in their shoes and think about it from their perspective. Recruiters and hiring managers spend hours reviewing applications and conducting interviews. When someone comes in with insightful questions, it's a breath of fresh air. Your questions indicate that you are serious about the role. You're not just checking off another step in another job application. The two most common mistakes that candidates make when it comes to these questions that you can ask during the interview includes not asking any questions at all or asking generic questions that don't really get to a deeper context. So no questions at all looks like this. The interview is concluding, the hiring manager or the recruiter or the interviewer, whoever it is you're interacting with, asks you the very final question, which is, do you have any questions for me or do you have any questions for us? The biggest mistake is to say, no, you've answered all my questions. The other thing that can happen is you've prepared very generic, generalized, vague questions, like, what is the company culture like? These don't get to the deeper context and don't show that you've truly done your research or that you're invested, enthusiastic, or interested in this role. So how do you prepare thoughtful, well-researched questions ahead of time? The first thing you need to do is start with some research. Dive into the company's website. Read some of the latest news about this company. It's either posted on their website, maybe their social media channels. Study recent news and industry trends. And analyze the job description. Note any areas where you would like some additional clarification. You then can craft questions that align with what you've learned. So you can ask questions about the role. You can ask questions about the team. You can ask questions about the company. And you can also ask questions about any potential challenges. So these questions sound like, what does success look like for this position in the first 6 months? Can you share more about the team's dynamics and how this role fits in? How does this department contribute to the organization's larger goals? What challenges is the team currently facing, and how can this role help address them? These questions are specific, they are thoughtful, and they demonstrate that you're already envisioning yourself in this role, and they might even prompt the interviewer to do the same. Now, in many cases, the interview will conclude with the interviewer asking you if you have any questions for them. This is a great time to actually ask these questions. But that doesn't mean it's the only time that you can ask these questions. You can save your questions for the end, or you can weave them into the conversation that you're having with the interviewer. So because you've prepared these questions ahead of time, you're keeping them in your back pocket and you're prepared to drop them into the conversation in a natural way, or you can save them for the end. Ideally, you will have a minimum of 3 questions prepared ahead of time. I recommend at least 3, if not more. And then you can adapt these questions based off of the flow of the conversation. You want to remember to stay flexible because sometimes your questions may be answered during the interview process. So you want to make sure you have enough prepared so that when you are asked if you have any further questions for the interviewers, you still have some that you can ask rather than saying, no, you've answered all my questions. When it comes to picking the questions, you want to make sure you pick questions that genuinely matter to you. That way, when you're asking these questions, you can come off in an authentic and genuine way. The hiring managers will be able to sense your authenticity and will be able to tell if you genuinely care about their answers to your questions. So that's it. Hiring managers love candidates who come prepared with thoughtful questions. It shows interest, it shows enthusiasm, and it also demonstrates your professionalism. So next time you're preparing for an interview, which may even be right now, I challenge you to come up with at least 3 to 5 questions that are meaningful and tailored to the specific role, the department, the team, and the organization that you will be interviewing for. If you found this video helpful, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you have any additional questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas, please throw them in the comments box below. I love receiving comments, and I will do my best to respond to each of you individually, but just know that if I'm not able to do so, the experiences that you share in the comments below will likely help someone else who's going through something similar in the future. If you would like more personalized, one-on-one coaching to help you feel more confident and strategically prepare for your interview, please contact me today. And if this tip resonated with you, please remember to go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the bell so that you can continue to receive life-work balance advice delivered directly to you every week. Until next time, keep preparing, stay confident, and remember, you've got this.